Hello folks, this video is about some precious native languages, namely the Athabaskan languages. Athabaskan languages, also known as Dini, comprise a significant indigenous language family in North America with an estimated 200,000 speakers. These languages cover a vast territory of over 4,022,000 square kilometers. Chipuyan boasts the largest geographical spread, while Navajo stands out for its substantial speaker population, approximately 150,000, surpassing all other native languages in the U.S. and Canada. In Canada, Athabaskan languages are prevalent, particularly in regions like Saskatchewan, the Northwestern Territories, and British Columbia, with over 20,000 speakers, making it the third most spoken indigenous language subfamily in the country. The term Athabaskan derives from a Cree name for Lake Athabasca, chosen by Albert Gallatin in 1836. Variants like Athabaskan, 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 and Athabaskan are all used. However, there's a growing tendency to use Dene and Dene languages to recognize the native speaker's self-identity. For instance, the Athabaskan Languages Conference renamed itself the Dene Languages Conference in 2012. This was a great move towards cultural sensitivity for the identities of indigenous language speakers. Traditionally, the Athabaskan language family is categorized into three groups, which is based on geographic distribution: Northern Athabaskan, Pacific Coast Athabaskan, and Southern Athabaskan, or Apachean. The 32 Northern Athabaskan languages are spoken across interior Alaska, northwestern Canada, and parts of British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. Among these, Chipewyan, Dogrib, Gwich'in, and the Slavey variants are official languages in the Northwest Territories. 7 or more Pacific Coast Athabaskan languages are found in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, while the 7 Southern Athabaskan languages, including Navajo, are spoken in the American Southwest and Northwestern Mexico. Let us have geographic distribution of Northern Athabaskan languages. In Alaska, languages such as Ahtna, Dena'ina, Gwich'in, and Koyukon are spoken. Yukon hosts Gwich'in, Hen, Kaska, and other languages, while the Northwest Territories is home to Bear Lake, Chipewyan, Gwich'in, and Slavey, among others. British Columbia accommodates Babine, Wet'suwet'en, Chilcotin, Dakhel, and other Athabaskan languages, while Alberta and Saskatchewan have Beaver and Denisowanni speakers. Athabaskan languages are also spoken in states like Washington, Oregon, California, Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and in Mexican states like Sonora and Chihuahua. The diverse distribution underscores the extensive linguistic and cultural heritage of the Athabaskan peoples across North America. The Pacific Coast Athabaskan languages encompass subgroups such as the California Athabaskan subgroup and the Oregon Athabaskan subgroup. These languages are spoken in the Pacific Northwest region of the United States and include languages like Hupa, Matola Bear River, Eel River, Caddo, Upper Umpqua, Lower Rogue River, and Tolowa. The Southern Athabaskan languages consist of subgroups such as Plains Apache, Western Apachean, and Eastern Apachean. These languages are spoken in the American Southwest and the northwestern part of Mexico, with notable languages like Navajo, Chiricahua, Mescalero, Jicarilla, Lipan, and Plains Apache. The Athabaskan language is also classified using external classification method and internal classification method, while conventional classification is based on geography. Another way of classification, namely external classification, came. This is external in the sense that relationship with other languages outside the perceived family was looked into based on sounds, verbs, and grammar. Here, Athabaskan language, along with Ayak, forms the Athabaskan-Ayak AE grouping. Tlingit is distantly related to Athabaskan-Ayak, forming the Na-Dene family AET, which includes Athabaskan-Ayak Tlingit. Recent advances in reconstructions of Na-Dene consonants have supported this grouping. However, the relationship between Athabaskan and Haida, proposed by ethnologue, is disputed by linguists. Researchers have also found some connection between Yeniseian and Na-Dene languages. The internal classification, which is a way of looking into the languages perceived to be in the family, has not delivered. There have been debates over its structure and linguistic groupings. While a conventional three-way split exists based on geography, linguistic comparisons are ongoing to understand the family's internal organization more. There are some other classification as well, which have not been recognized by the experts or the Athabaskan people or both. Karen Rice's classification categorizes Athabaskan languages into several groups based on their geographic location and linguistic features. This classification includes subgroups such as Southern Alaska, Central Alaska Yukon, Northwestern Canada, Central British Columbia, Pacific Coast Athabaskan, and Apachean. Jeff Lears classifies Athabaskan into subgroups based on geography, including Alaskan, Yukon, British Columbia, Eastern, and Southerly outlying. Another classification is there, which was proposed by Sicoli and Holton based on groups such as South Pacific Coast Athabaskan, North Pacific Coast, Alaska Canada, Plains, Apachean, and Southern Athabaskan. However, this classification has been criticized for methodological flaws. Overall, the classification of Athabaskan languages remains a subject of debate among linguists, with ongoing discussions about the validity of various subgroupings and the complexities of internal organization within the language family. Proto-Athabascan, the hypothetical progenitor of the Athabaskan language family, is reconstructed via comparative analysis of contemporary Athabaskan languages. This theoretical framework illuminates the historical trajectory and geographical diffusion of these languages, enriching our understanding of indigenous North American cultures. Proto-Athabascan reconstruction, relying on Americanist phonetic symbols, reveals a diverse consonant inventory marked by aspiration and glottalization. Recent simplifications suggest using velars as palatals and omitting labialized consonants. Vowel reconstruction features full and reduced vowels with length and quality variations across daughter languages. There is a complex system of high and low tones and glottalization contrasts. Polysynthetic traits are evident in verb morphology without any authoritative template. The classifier's role in indicating voice and valency sparks debate, lacking consensus on its nomenclature despite proposed alternatives. A variety of loanwords, almost all of them nouns, have entered Athabaskan languages. Some have been adopted from neighboring indigenous languages. All extant Athabaskan languages use some English loanwords. French terms are mostly limited to the northern subgroup and were supposedly transmitted through Chinook jargon or from another Athabaskan language such as Carrier. Russian for the northern languages and Spanish for the Apachean languages are there as well. Athabaskan languages typically contain large 30 or more consonants and 5 to 7 vowels. About half of the languages have developed tonal contrasts from original syllable final glottalization. Nouns are classified by their number, shape, and animacy. For certain types of verbs, these characteristics are reflected in the choice of verb stem. The formation of verb words is complex in Athabaskan languages. A single verb may contain many prefixes. Moreover, groups of verb prefixes with the same meaning may not necessarily be adjacent to each other in a verb word. General syntactic characteristics of Athabaskan languages include subject-object-verb-word order. Thank you for watching this video. For more interesting videos on languages, please subscribe this channel